Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Teacher Hazir Rizwan. I'm a writer and also an English teacher. So before the movement control order, my school actually managed to be done with our SPM trial examination. And as I was marking my students' essays, I realized a problem. I mean, my students can write pretty well, they have ideas, they can manage their points in a very well taught paragraphs, but when it comes to the introduction, most of my students, they have more or less the same style of writing an introduction, a generic one. So after reading a few, I got bored easily. That's me. Imagine a real-life SPM examiner who has more than 300 scripts to be marked, and all of them have the same kind of introduction. So today I'm going to share with you guys on how to upgrade your introductory paragraph so your essay will be more interesting to read. Let's start with the purpose of introduction. Why is it so important? So the purpose of an introductory paragraph is to spark the reader's interest and also to present your thesis statement or your main idea of your writing to the readers. So if you cannot grab the attention of the readers, there goes your writing. You have to know one thing, when marking an essay, it all goes back to first impression. So the introductory paragraph is very important to impress the reader or the examiner. I believe your teachers might have taught you on how to write an introductory paragraph, but today I'm going to focus on only 5 ways to make it more interesting. So what are those 5 ways? Take a look. For your information, I'm going to use the same question as an example throughout the video because I would like to show you the variety that you can get when you write in different styles of writing. So this question is taken from SPM 2019, question number 5. Write about the day you first met with your best friend. Describe where you were and how you began talking to each other. Explain how your friendship has developed since that time. Let's take a look on how we can write the introductory paragraph by asking questions. Questions can be used to intrigue the reader or it can set the tone for the essay. You can ask a few questions, a maximum of 2 or 3 questions in the introduction and then wrap the essay around the answers. You don't have to answer the questions directly. It's more like one way of communicating with the reader. Let's take a look at an example. See? Do you realize that I actually asked 3 questions and I did not even answer any of the questions that I asked because it is just a way of communicating with your reader. In a way, indirectly, when the examiner reads your introduction, he or she will answer or respond to the questions in their mind. So when you can do that, that's an achievement already. It means you managed to engage with the reader through your introduction. And the rest of the sentences don't have to answer the questions exactly, but it has to be relevant or related to the questions that you ask, like what I did with my example just now. And please also notice that I bold the phrase best friend and also the first day we met each other because those two are the keywords or the main idea, the thesis statement of your introduction. They are usually written at the end of your introductory paragraph. So that's one. You ask questions to establish communication between you as the writer and also me as the examiner and also the reader. Moving on to the next one, which is writing quotations. So we use quotations or we quote other people to represent your opinion from a different point of view. You can quote lyrics from songs or maybe dialogues from a movie or maybe a line from your favorite book. But you have to be careful because it needs to be relevant to the topic and also familiar. If the readers are not familiar with it, you might be in trouble because the readers might not get what you are trying to say. So please choose or pick a well-known quote. So based on the example just now, I used the song Count on Me, sang by Bruno Mars. At least you've heard of it. It's not something new. And when you already quote a few lines from the song, try to give your own remarks or personal opinion regarding the lyrics that you've chosen. Okay, like what I did just now. And I still maintain the phrases there, best friend and also the first time we met each other. And it's at the end of the paragraph. Personally, I love using quotes because it can actually help me to, tell my feelings, my opinion, whether I agree or disagree with something. Because usually we have a lot to comment on what other people have said. Let's move on to the next one, which is writing definition. By writing a definition here, I'm not talking about taking direct translation from the dictionary. What I meant was definition can be used to give a clearer idea regarding the keywords of the essay. Alright? So you talk about the keywords like the question just now, the keywords are best friend and also the first time you met each other. So you talk more on that matter. It actually can also be helpful when there are difficult or unknown terms, that you are going to use throughout your essay. So it is helpful for the readers if you give them a definition or a brief explanation on what you are going to write about. How to write an introduction using definition? Let's take a look. You see, I did not give you the direct translation of a best friend. I did not write, a best friend is the closest companion with you after your family members. No, I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you real life situation. What does best friend means to you? That is what I meant by writing a definition. And again, I still maintain the keywords there. I have a best friend too, and I still remember the first day we met each other. Those two keywords are still there as your main idea and thesis statement. And again, it's at the end of the paragraph. Let's move on to the more challenging one, which is statistic. Some of you might be wondering, why should we put a statistic in an English essay? Enough with all the mathematical terms that we need to face. You're wrong. Statistic actually gives readers a clear representation of a situation. A statistic from a survey arouses the reader's interest. Believe me, because you are giving the reader a chance to agree or disagree with an opinion. You don't have to be very precise with the numbers and percentage. Just write a brief or general distribution about a situation. Let's take a look at an example to be clearer about this method. In my opinion, this method is kind of challenging because you need to be precise with the fact. You don't want to give false fact. So write this only if you are sure of what you are writing. Alright? If you have the data, if you stumbled upon this research before, put it there. Put it in your writing, especially in your introduction. Because believe me, you will look more intelligent. When we are writing essays, we also want to learn new things. So when you put these kind of numbers and statistics, the readers might feel, wow, amazing. So this kind of impression is really helpful. And here comes the final way to write an introductory paragraph, which is my favorite, narration. I'm a writer. I love writing stories. So I use this method a lot in my writing. Narration is a short story about something that happened. That illustrates the point you want to make in your essay. Using a story at the beginning of an essay is an effective way to interest the reader. Let's take a look at an example. Do you see how I narrow it down from a real life situation into a thesis statement at the end of the paragraph? I relate it back with my story and also the keywords of my idea. So when you narrate a story in your introduction, you are getting personal with the readers. Yeah, you are telling your own experience maybe. You can even start with a dialogue of a situation that you stumbled upon before. It allows you to play with your imagination and at the same time stating your personal opinion. And that's why it's my favorite among all 5. But you are free to choose whichever that you are more comfortable with. So there you go, 5 ways on how to upgrade your introductory paragraph. I hope this sharing has been beneficial to everyone. Believe me, students are not the only one who have problems on how to start their essay. Even I as a writer sometimes got writer's block. And I've used all these 5 ways when I'm writing, so I know that it's going to work for you too. To end this video, I have something special for you. Do you see this QR code over here? I have a little exercise for you. You can scan this QR code over here, or you can click the Google Form link in the description box and you will be directed to a set of questions. You can choose one question from the list that you are most comfortable with. I need you to participate and submit your paragraph to me, and if you are lucky, you will receive a special prize from me. This is open to all students in Malaysia, and I encourage everyone to try this. Apply all the 5 ways of writing a better introductory paragraph, and I hope it will help you to be a better writer. Good luck for your SPM. Stay home, stay safe and stay healthy. Teacher Haziq Rizwan signing out. Assalamualaikum.